Okay, let's see. There we go. Audio pilot take 1. And now I said, that's for me so that when I can get the spike, I know, oh, that's where it starts.
Okay.
Okay. So you launched yesterday. No, go on.
I thought that's what we're speaking with. Yes, I launched yesterday. Like over.
Lekker man, en nou weet jy ook ons kan bietjie kos haak hierso.
So yeah, I launched yesterday.
Congrats.
And I was planning on launching on Monday.
Yes.
I launched yesterday. I got my first sale yesterday.
Yesterday, which is Tuesday. Only a day later.
What is yesterday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Okay.
So no, I was planning on doing it on Monday, and then it happened. Tuesday, I told him there was people coming over. We were doing some adjustments to the house. There was some stuff we were sorting out, so I didn't work. And then yesterday, I finished everything, and it was a mission to get to the point where I just had to launch. And what I discovered was that the old paradigm shifting in constantly to try and pull me down. You know how it presents itself. You're just in a bad mood, just for no reason. You don't even know what happened. You're just in a cock bay. It's just like I was like,
Video pap gesteel.
And I was cross-questioning myself just to understand what's happening until I came across the culprit, which was the old paradigm. And it makes sense because I'm about to move into new territory, and then your survival instincts kick in, and they try to keep you where you are. It's a survival instinct which we had, which was useful maybe in the days of saber-toothed tigers and stuff, but now not so much. But it's still there, and that's something we still need to overcome in order to move forward. So I launched, and guess what? Today, no negative moods, no old paradigm trying to
say, panic and anxiety, and is it going to be good enough for none of that?
Nothing better. And I got my first sale yesterday, which previously I've tried so hard to get a sale. My approach to sales like this, I'm not selling anything. This is what I'm doing. You either want it or you don't. That's it. I'm putting in a massive amount of value. If you don't see it, it's 100% okay. I'm not even trying to write my content in a way which is typical marketing approach or hashtag this. I'm like, no, I'm giving value. I'm just giving this. This is it. And klar. And I still get people respond, oh yeah, this professor and this one said this, and so the line of this. I'm like, what? I am talking about who saying what? so
can we just quickly celebrate the first sale? After the first sale you got yesterday, you launched yesterday.
Yeah.
So within less than 24 hours from launch, you got a sale. Where in contrast, your legit old paradigm, the stifling version of yourself. I'm not looking at the floor now because I'm also now visualizing this thing, busy thinking maybe I can panic. No.
The stifling
of my stifler.
My stifler.
But I mean, this is phenomenal because then it helps confirm. I'll die panicked. I'll die imaginary hyper. If somebody's not gonna like, what if somebody did? All of that shit, that imposter syndrome, that stuff, it's not even real. It doesn't really. It's not real. You can't justify it because there's someone out there that it's for.
You know what I like? If you want to look at something, experiment that people are doing on animals regarding this situation that's happening. You know that bug where they draw a circle around the bug on a flat piece of paper, and the bug doesn't want to cross it because it thinks there's something there. But once it realizes it's just a flat line, you can just walk over it. You can't capture it anymore. You can draw how many circles. Whichever color cookie you want to use, it's just gonna
carry on moving.
Yeah, because it's like that. It's the ceilings the limits we set on ourselves. So we set our own ceilings. We box ourselves in, but that's due to programming. Since I don't know how long. Like when you start, like getting in contact with the outside world, then the programming starts.
I'd even say that it gets, like from birth, because from the moment that you are, we can go even deeper than that, but I mean, from the moment that you're interacting with anyone else, most of the people, if not everyone, is functioning from what they've been taught. Well, we can either call it culture, or we can call it tradition, whichever, but it's literally just learned behavior or programming, which is coming from someone else. Something somebody else has learned that they are now teaching you, and as the absolute and phenomenal truth. There is only one way for you to make money online. There is only one way for you to plant a potato. There's only one way for you to make a boy or a girl if you want to make babies. But it's not.
Yeah, and when I got to so basically today I just figured out my entire second phase. So the first phase was getting the website up, getting the
Lead
subscription model up, getting the lead magnet up, getting the ebook ready. So that's done.
Perfect.
I've tested the payment links. They were working. So that phase is finished. So now I'm building out. I'm expanding. So I'm creating more content.
Right.
And you know, previously, or what I've heard from what other people told or said is that you need either need to blog or you need to be podcasting or you need to do videos. I'm doing all three.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to choose between it. I'm not even doing a keyword research
Strategy
because I'm putting out content which I think people are going to need in the future and they're not looking for currently. I'm just thinking that way, like, yeah, maybe I'll do it this way, because what I've noted is that we are, like when we talked about the cycles,
Yes.
day, night, seasons that we go into, but also there's the bigger cycle of how humans, we get placed into certain eras, right? And so we still have the same consciousness, we still have the same requirements as humans, and it's just the technology changes, the environment changes a bit, but we're still the same human beings, so we're gonna run into the same problems. So I'm anticipating things that's going to happen from patterns I'm recognizing already taking place, and based on that I can now say, okay, we're gonna meet up here. So I'm aiming for this. It's like Jack Ma, what's the guy from Timo or what, Alibaba, he said like, I can't beat you now, but I can beat you to 10 years from now. So I'm planning for 10 years. So it's that type of strategy, but it's obviously not so long. It's just I'm doing stuff which I feel is necessary and that is flowing through me, which I feel is needed. And I discovered that my content is unlimited because every day there's like literally new downloads happening. Like my gym session is content.
Yeah, you mentioned now when you came from the gym that like you were sitting in the car first because you kan nie gebeweeg het die downloads gekom het. Like, can you maybe like if that compared to, let's say, the initial downloads that were happening, let's consider it like in terms of bandwidth here. If you're saying, okay, before I had dial-up, right now it feels like fiber, you know, to try to help us understand, or even me, just try to comprehend when you mention the, let's say, the quality and the intensity and the volume of the shit that's coming through clarity, because it's ultimately just your clear connection to source, right?
Yeah. So what I've noted, and it's difficult to answer, I'm gonna try to answer it.
Yes, is wat jy mos ook kan, man.
But listen, but because what I've been thinking now, I'm trying to think how I used to think before I'm thinking like I'm thinking now.
Yo, okay.
And I can't think that way because I've changed. The changes happened so gradually that I can't even remember how I used to think prior to this. To me, I'm still the same person. It's just I'm thinking in a different way, or not a different way.
More intentional.
Yeah. So, and this gave me the idea, because I was doing all of this downloads where I just need to capture everything. I felt like, but isn't this going to be my YouTube? One day I'm just going to be so confident, I'm just going to open up, instead of just talking to a recorder, I'm just going to take out the screen of the phone and record myself discussing my thoughts.
Yeah. Because that's like ultimately what we really want, and what I think the social media platforms are for, was for sports.
And do you know what's my, I don't know if I must mention it now, but my YouTube channel's name?
Dude, I'm happy. Is that good? Wait, so I haven't heard another of a name yet, so this is like the first time. Okay.
The Jungle Mindset Dojo.
The Jungle Mindset Dojo. I saw Oogway from Kung Fu Panda mixed with that monkey from Sing that's in a full-on gi with the black belt and
because
in the jungle.
You know where that came from? Idea came from?
I'd love to please get to the origin story, please.
Yeah. So my son, I was dropping off my kids. Ah man, so they probably get the the red of me. Not that I have a red personality in me strongly, but they get my red. And my son, I'm dropping them off at school, so I've got an older one and a younger one. And I'm dropping them off by the gate for the youngest. And then my eldest got another gate where I can drop him off, which is closer to his class. But I'm telling my eldest, get off here where the youngest is getting off. Because why must I drive around the school to drop you off at your place? Why can't you just walk? Nobody's for that. I'm like, listen here, boy. You're playing rugby, right? He's like, yes, but you want to get stronger, right? Yes, but so why not walk a couple of extra steps to build that extra strength? And after I said that, when I was working through everything and was doing this, just thinking about my thoughts, I was thinking like, but isn't that the same as wax on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi? Like where you integrate your daily practices, which trains you for
exactly what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
What you're striving to overcome.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, so then I have a jungle
You got it.
It's a dojo. So, and then I'm just demonstrating consciousness, navigation, or abilities to overcome everyday situations. So frustrations, which normally will last maybe a day or two or weeks, it now takes me an hour or two to get over. And then my frequency is flipped completely back to close to my alignment to where I want it to be.
So just quickly, this dojo, will this dojo include maybe for somebody that's a layman, and for example, let's talk about like consciousness, for argument's sake, like ek het al genoeg keer gehoor, jy's unconscious, or you're so unconscious you can't even, like, so for somebody that maybe hears that a lot, what would that mean? Like, because now I feel like, okay, but as ek know unconsciousness, then this means that I'll be able to get that. So maybe for somebody that doesn't know.
So I'm trying to help people, but not from a point of I've mastered it, but from a point of I'm doing it. Look at what I'm doing it. It's not going to be 100%. It's still flawed, but I'm doing it this way, and this is the results I'm getting. And that's also why I'm sending out a newsletter which people can sign up for, which is then documenting my monthly journey, whatever I went through. I'm giving like an update every month as to saying this is what's happening.
One of my favorite quotes, is good science is good observation. So what you're literally saying is then an insight into that observation of your own. Okay.
So I didn't even know this was a thing because I've just been doing it.
It's not the first time I heard it, I'm not gonna lie. You've been saying that quite, because I think it's like, and that's why it feels so natural and so easy, and why it doesn't feel forced or pressured, or why it's in less than 24 hours you can get a cell from launch, why you can get to a place where the clarity of the download is enough to apply, integrate, so that the same thing that would make me feel shitty an hour, 3 days, a month disappears.
Come I tell you, another story is happened now. So
please
remember that email I told you which caused the disturbance?
The last one, yeah.
Yeah. They sent me again the email. I must ask them to give me clarifications. So they gave me like the answer.
It's like 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Yeah. So the answer stayed the same. It's still the same shitty news they gave me. I had no reaction to that. I was like, okay, fuck it, I paid whatever. Like, just get it over with. Just let go of me. You want my energy, you're not getting it. I was okay with it. I'm like, I just read it while I was in the car. I was like, seeing it and like, it's not bothering me. I was like, yo,
level up,
yo. So that was quiet. That's
cool. That's very cool, and I think that's also what makes the proof in the pudding, and how the newsletter of having insights to that makes it work. So now you're saying you've worked through a place where consciousness and let's say navigation of that. Like, let's ask that. Why did you even get on this? Not how, why? Why would you say, okay, Kwai, let's must see. Is it from watching Dragon Ball Z? Is it from
So I don't know. It is because I've been doing it for so long. It's just now I became attuned to me doing it, and now I'm exploring it more, and I'm now consciously going down this route. I don't know how I got into it. If it is because of childhood trauma or because of choices I made. I think it might be because I've, at the age, like 11 years ago, in my career, I discovered that this bolang shit, which they spun me, which is like go to school, get good grades, go to university, get a degree, get a job, get a wife and house, and you'll be happy. And
Wait till retirement.
Yeah, and I was like, I got all of that, and it's like, nah, I'm not happy. So obviously there's more to it, because I still felt empty, and that's where the search started. So that was 11 years ago.
Damn.
And based on that, I made some. It's gonna look like a random choices, which I made, which look.
Yeah, that's what everybody's life looks like, because we're winging it.
It's just a bunch of random choices, but that was the exact training which was needed for me to get to this point in time.
Oh, I love what you said to me the other day when you're like, yeah, you think that this is all chaos and cuck that you're going through, but in actual fact, it's apprenticeships, it's training, it's preparation for shit that you're not even aware of. That's going to be helpful for when you finally become conscious of it. You're like, oh, that's the reason why I learned this. Okay.
Yeah, and remember, I'm living in that place now. I'm like, this is why I had that girl rejected me then, because I had to experience what pain was, that's why I had to pay how many thousands of rands for this program, which I didn't even do great in, but I can see how that is assisting me in doing stuff now, because I did a digital marketing course, I did a sales course, and those were high ticket items. And basically I did none of that, and now my approach to sales is just the reverse of what they were teaching me there. But now I know what conventional ways of digital marketing and sales are. It's just that I'm doing like, okay. And then the other thing I realize now today is that sales, the effort for sales is inversely proportional to the quality of the value that you're providing.
Or I would even add just the little portion of of the quality of the value or the framing of the quality of the value. That
No framing. Just if I give you gold, if I tell a brad, this is $1 million. I like kak. You don't like kak. As $1 million ding is. Wil jy dit? Wil jy dit nie? Like your choice. If you say no, great. I can on the next person. I'm going to the next one. So that's what I came. Okay. I'm across like, if I can give you absolute value, just total value, and I don't even need to convince you to buy. It's going to be your choice. I don't want to affect your vision. I don't want to make you. I don't want to say biased. I don't want to be biased for my own product, but I want if you, the reason why I post the way I post, if you scroll past my stuff, then maybe it's not for you.
Yeah.
If you stop by it, if you for some reason have felt like, oh, but I need to stop here and I need to check this, then maybe it's for you, because now you actually like naturally you came to this.
You're curious. It spoke to you, resonate something.
Yeah. I don't want to hashtag this or. Come there, like you're missing keywords. No, I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to do nothing.
If you want, make sure you've done an SEO audit and optimized for. I think this is probably why it's so appealing, and why it's also why I even find it like wildfire, or not viral in the viral sense, but it's so contagious, is because of its simplicity and its practical application. We were talking about consciousness and all these, like even these terms, these courses and these things, that, like 11 years of learning. It's like what we were talking about the other day. It's like, yeah, you overnight success.
Yeah, one day.
One day. But it happened after freaking almost 4 decades, 4.5 decades. So you get to this place where you're like, okay, let's just keep it simple, stupid. People will take what they want. I just need to make sure that what I'm giving them is right.
Yeah, it's all about the alignment. It's all about how I feel about the stuff that I put out. If it doesn't resonate with me, I'm not going to do it.
Not involved.
I'm not going to accept it. I'm not going to do it. It's just I want to do nothing. But that's not even just a philosophy for my business. It's a philosophy for my life. So that's not going to prevent me from taking money that's lying there, which I saw just not fell out of your pocket. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to give it to you, because if we talk about the source, remember, if you do anything disingenuous, then you're corrupting your own source. And why would you want to do that?
Why would you want to do that? That's a very deep.
Yes, everything is
road.
deep.
Oh, I mean,
everything is deep. It's like just deep stuff.
Yeah, well, it's got to be deep. If it's not deep, it didn't go in.
Yo.
Because like I'm saying, it's just like this that part where I feel like a lot of people shy away from having even this talk with themselves, to try to get to that place to ask the question of why. We just accept, again, coming to the programming question. Like you believe that go to school, go to varsity, blah, 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 do the path, and you found that you were empty. Other people were told, maybe in a different situation, they're told, you know, you don't go to school, you know, you got to do a business, you got to be the family business, you got to start selling eggs here on the side of the road, or you got to go and start farming chickens, or whatever. And it's always like this thing where you didn't even ask yourself, what do I want? And you can't get to that place of asking yourself because you don't have honesty around you. The system, this environment, the things that are around you are not designed in a way to make it like that. You're put more in a place of barrier. These additional programs to help you deal with the program, or the programming to help you get through it, to navigate it. So I've got a question in here. The question I want to ask you is, how is your life feeling? Like outside of you, like being, because you know, like sometimes
so I'm going to give you an outside perspective. So yesterday or the Lord, I got two people who I just randomly, one I spoke over the phone with, and the other one I met just at the shopping mall, and they're like, both of them said like, you sound so happy, so free, so light. I'm like, yeah, I am. I actually do feel that way. I still have my own crap which I'm dealing with, but we all have. But that's mostly because I'm living within my bubble as my family and kids and school projects, and this needs to be done and that needs to be done. But otherwise, I'm good. I'm good. There's no stress, and I don't think that I want stress. I don't think anybody wants stress. There's a difference between intentional stress, which you put on yourself, but that's one of the other philosophies which I teach in the jungle mindset dojo, which is what I've been talking about for years now. It is chosen suffering. It is where you intentionally choose little bits of suffering on a daily or a regular basis. So when life's challenges come along, you somehow prepared for them.
Yeah, but it's got a little bit of resistance against it.
Yeah, exactly.
Toughness in your skin. You can handle the punch.
It's gonna come.
Yeah, you're gonna get punched, but
it's gonna come.
Sometimes like it's a push
clap. So so that's also nice, just to have that clarity. Yeah. Next question.
Oh, it's just questions. Well, I'm experiencing let's call it the development or the discovery. I don't think that this is like, it's the discovery that I feel that each person that starts, like for me, I think 11 years is probably a right window because it like takes me to my late 20s, like late 20s, there in that area where I'm young, dumb, and full of cum, and I'm making, like you say, random decisions. Like I don't give a fuck, bro. I was sleeping in my car. I was living from couch to couch. There was just things where I didn't care. I didn't think, because I think there was a lot of, like you say, you don't know if it's trauma, if it's based on decisions, whether it's drugs or if it's whatever. But it's that everybody goes on this journey, like everybody says journey, but like you go on this journey, but it's a discovery. No different from how you're feeling. So if somebody's listening to this, or somebody hears about this, or somebody reads the blog, or somebody's on the newsletter, or somebody for the first time is like, okay, no, what? What? Okay, whoa. What is this? What advice would you give to somebody that's maybe considering taking the first step on this road to trying to have this discovery for themselves, like how you are?
Dip your pinky toe into the water and then you see how it feels. Test the waters. I'm not saying disrupt your entire life, your ecosystem. I mean, just throw everything out. No, I am tired of this. I want to be free. No, I'm not saying that, because it is a challenging road to walk, and the difficulty comes when you try to become this new version of yourself, but your old version keeps on pulling you in. And you might think it's this bad wolf that's coming in and trying to disrupt it. It's not. It's as gentle as your mother asking you, what doen ze nou?
Yo, like that one I can feel even still, yeah.
That's what you need to face, and it's gonna happen over and over and over. And the more you level up, the stronger the resistance is going to become. Yep. Until you get to a point where that just fades away. It just fades away, and then you know everything is integrated with you. You're in alignment, and then you can just move on. It's not gonna be. I don't know what the path looks going forward.
Yeah.
But it is, I chose, when I decided to resign from my job, I chose uncertainty but with unlimited possibility versus safety but with limitations and unhappiness. So that's the choices I had. So basically I just chose like me. I think that I am just powerful, man, on my own.
Yeah, like literally the imagery I get in my head is Leonidas standing there. That is an easy choice. Spartans, what is your profession? What is it again? Jungle, dojo, mine monkey. but okay, but I can respect that because I can also feel that, and that dipping the pinky toe is so terrifying. I think it maybe speaks to you, and like you say, it's gonna come up. You can avoid it. That's why I am so happy that I smoke weed, because it's hard to remember shit in any case. So I don't like lying because it's easier to tell the truth. So if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember the truth because the truth is just there.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that you are like wanting to dip your toe in, there's fear and maybe, but a lot of it isn't from just yourself wanting to explore this endless possibility or avoid the limitation and the unhappiness. It's outside shit that has no impact really, because people don't give a fuck about the way that you think that they care about you, because they are too busy thinking exactly the same cock you are, that oh, everybody thinks that I'm like this. So we're all gonna face the same subtle, I want to say gentle beast at some point.
Here's another thing that I also came to realize is that you can't do the journey on somebody else's back. You have to walk alone. You have to go on your own. You like literally need to go.
Yeah, I can't watch workout videos and get a six pack. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna hard jump. What are you gonna do? I watched 8 YouTube-hour videos of ab workouts. Cake my six pack. The fuck out of here.
Exactly. You're gonna go on your journey. You're gonna get to the forge, and you're gonna be tested in the forge.
Yeah.
So if
Fire
you
purifies.
can't make it, you're gonna come back out. If you can make it, you will be on the other side a lot stronger, wiser, and
capable. So that part, because I think the toe dipping part can get easy. Because like after a while, like even here at Bloberg, if you go to the beach there, it's where it's like this cold. If you put your toe in, yeah, it might be free. But then after a while, like, okay, cool, the toe up to about the leg, wrists, what are those? Ankles.
Your leg wrist.
Yeah.
Your leg wrist.
The ankles. Fuck. Up to your ankles, but then you know that you have to go deeper. That like uncertainty.
It's like, you know what, man? I've just came to this place where I'm now, and I don't even know how to give you exact directions as to how to get to where I am. It comes down to, number one, do you want to do it? Because if you are in a situation where you've just been following along what society's been telling you to do, then you basically have not done any of this preparation, any training, then this is just gonna be a bunch of bullshit what I'm talking about.
Woo-woo.
Yeah, it's just woo-woo stuff. But if you are that person that feels that something's just off, I don't feel like I'm fitting in, I'm struggling with just being happy in a system that's created for me, then I'll say start thinking about alternatives, because it would also mean that you've already tried different things, tried going different routes, and that's a sign for you to know that you may be meant for bigger things or different things, and the other thing also that is in alignment with what I'm saying here, it's not about the money. It's not about you want to just make a lot of money. It's not about the money. You can come from a lot of money, or you can come from poverty. Both of them have the challenges. They both have challenges, and to understand them from the different perspectives, you still need to work through them, and then you're going to get to the center point where money is something you're going to get, but it's not something you're desperately looking for, and you're comfortable enough to assist in helping people from poverty to realize what is actually needed. So for me to choose from which side I would have done this, like, I'm coming from the side where the money was always a challenge, because money is only important to those that don't have money. If you do have money, like you don't really give a fuck about money. It's just a tool for you to use. But you still need to learn to be humble and to appreciate, gratitude. And I think both have lessons to learn to get to the center, to find your frequency, and then you can move forward with peace and find your happiness and see joys in the little things in life,
Actually participate in your life,
Yeah,
live it.
yeah.
I mean, there's a 1 in 400 trillion, if I'm not mistaken, there's like 1 in 400 trillion chance of your happy ending turning into a baby. So us existing, life is not just like, oh, life is precious and it's beautiful and it's special and it's like, it's legitimately something that is so unique and phenomenal that we don't really appreciate and respect it. And I think that's why people just go with the system. But I like what you said, trying different things and doing this, because that can get you to where you're at. A lot of the time we're just told that one solution is the way. This is the best painkiller to solve all your pain problems. This is the only school to study to get the best education. This is the only job. And I think that this question about like, is money enough, whether you come from poverty or whether you have money, that is still old paradigm. So it's limiting belief. I got to sit in the box and I got to be unhappy but in the alternative of like, holy fuck, I have no idea what's going to happen, but everything can happen. There is abundance. So even the question of like, is this about money or isn't, that's like a realization I got to from working through the lead magnet, like in my own, and like it's not even like I studied this thing where it's like, okay, hey, I mean, like, because even though there was like a gap and there's still gaps and there's like shit where I can't like remember what I was saying, even like, oh, that's a good point, I really must remember to tell him that. I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't remember what it was, but like in it what I've got to is like that whole process, all of this fear, whether this like it stems from an old paradigm that has to die or at least be acknowledged so that you can start separating from yourself, because you've already spent so much time, whether you've been training or haven't, doing this and it hasn't worked, it hasn't served you. How much is it sacrificing a week, a day, a year, a week, a month? I don't even know how to fucking tell time anymore because it don't matter to me, because it's like, you know what I'm saying though? Yeah. So it's really interesting that in a not shitty, but like out of what could seem like shitty, but out of a random act of people coming, a long history, to people in a place that is in the middle of nowhere, that who knows Malmesbury other than the fact that it was a slave town once upon a time and that it's the first biggest town before you get to Cape Town, but nobody knows this place. How is the chances that these two poverty boys from wherever they said would meet in a place like this, to have this type of connection, to have this type of talk, to have this overlap? Do you believe in coincidence?
No. No, like I told you previously also, nothing is random. Just because we can't see the pattern doesn't like it die boom per ongeluk hier gegroei.
No.
Like
picking up.
Like nothing. I'm open to everything is planned. Even if I can't see the bigger picture, there's somebody much more powerful than me that's pulling the strings. And it's nice to look at it at that way, because then I know there's something else going to come based on what's happened. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad, because it's just news. And then I know there's something else that's going to happen based on this. And that's also always exciting. Like sometimes my mind go blank, and it feels like I don't know anything.
Yeah.
But then I'm happy not to know anything, and I don't want to know more. I get to that point. That was just peace. Surrender. My mind is quiet. It's not racing. It's doing nothing. And I can just sit there and like be, this is color, or this is my wife looking good. You know, it's just those moments. You can come into the moment and just experience the moment for what it is, without living in the past or living in the future.
Yeah.
Because like I told you before, my now is enough past and enough future, already for me to focus on.
My future. But we gotta add the past in there, so my future. I love it. I'm glad, and I'm very excited. If somebody was looking to maybe 2 questions, and then I'm gonna now eat this nachi. first question, if somebody was to start, what advice would you give them? And if somebody was looking to get more in touch or insight or hear or whatever from you, what do they do?
Okay, so if you want to get started, don't do any random shit which is gonna cause trouble for your life. There needs to be a little bit of planning. You know, you can't just say, this is not so much extra time, like but to jump out of the plane without a parachute.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. Be wise about it. I can't tell you exactly what you need to do, but just to being conscious about wanting to change is already a start. So acknowledging that there's something, it's not working so lekker here with inside of me, there might be something more. That's the first place to start. Then you start questioning that and going through it and working through that. What that looks like, I don't know.
Because that's up to you, obviously,
Yeah.
each person.
What I can tell you is that I am documenting my journey and I'm giving monthly updates through my newsletter, The Consciousness Current, which I basically, it's on my website, helpingprediabetes.com, prediabetics.com, but the link will be at the bottom. All of the links will be there, and in the newsletter, I basically all of the stuff that happens, I just capture it, and then to me it doesn't seem like anything major, but looking at it from a consciousness perspective and how I navigate through the challenging times, and even if I'm having an argument with my wife or my kids, and just working through it, that's cool, you know. If it can help me in a way where I can treat my wife more like a queen than what she is, then that's it. That's worth it for me.
Yeah.
And for me to get to that point where, and the other things that I also want to mention, like for the days when I was in this grumpy state before launch, my wife's energy was solid.
Proper.
And she could keep me up there.
Proper.
I actually told her, like, I'm not feeling good. I'm not. She said, I can say that. Hello, Woofies. Hello, Woofie. And but she was still spending time with me, and that's the same thing that I do with her. When her energy is low, I still caress her with my energy. It's not me being there and physically holding her, touching her. It's just acknowledging that she is going through a bad time. I'm gonna give her space. Whatever she needs now, that's what I'm gonna give to her. If I need to take the kids away from her, if she wants to sleep, whatever it is, I'm there to give it to her because I understand she's also going through a tough time. And then when she does it back to me, brother, I'm like, yo,
reciprocity.
How can I give up?
Yo, how can you?
How can I give up if this is the result?
Yo,
you know?
that's almost like what I said to my one friend. This is before I got married, and we were talking. This is a couple of years ago. He's like, yeah, how do people stay married for like 60 years? They're just like, listen, brother, you will not understand the power of one blowjob a month. Oh, but that's beautiful. Reciprocity is a beautiful thing. So, Edgar, I'm grateful and I'm happy. And this is one of many talks, conversations, conversations, interactions. That newsletter is probably the closest to having you, no matter where you are in the world, to being able to see this. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being so open, honest, and brave enough to explore the depths of who the knows what and where it's going to take. I think it's interesting to finally have a manifested, clear, around the corner from me version of what authenticity looks like, and that I think is my best takeaway. And I'm almost finished with my review on the 5-day lead magnet. I'm impressed with what your work has been, man.
My e-book is al klaar gepublished, dus ook al uittel. My e-book is al
alles al klaar. Dit was geloosd. Launch doesn't mean like just.
I'm like just everything like there. Take it.
Proper.
Take it whoever wants it. So yeah, that's cool.
Love it. Thanks, man.
Shot, man. No, I enjoy this.